So good afternoon, students. Today I'm going to explain or we are going to examine the model of circular flow and products that contain 5 sectors: households, financial system, firms, rest of the world, and government. Now, the circular flow, the essence of the circular flow is to demonstrate total expenditure and money flows in the economy. Now, how does total expenditure and money flows through the circular flow begin? First, it begins by firms wanting to produce goods and services, and in order to make a profit. And firms then go to households to buy or rent their factor services or resources. And these factor services or resources are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurial ability. Firms buy or rent or use these factor resources owned by households to produce goods and services. In return, households receive from firms payments in forms of wages. If you are labor, you receive wages, interest for capital, rent for natural resources or land, and profit is the residue or the difference between wages, interest, rent. When households receive their income, which is the sum of the wages, interest, rent, and profit, they spend it on goods and services produced by firms. Then the government also, when government wants to produce goods and services, government also has to use the resources owned by households. And in return, government pays wages, interest, and also government pays households transfer payments, which is in form of social security benefits, unemployment benefits, and welfare payments. And the households pay government taxes, and firms also, government also spends on goods and services produced by firms, and firms pay taxes to the government. And households, when they receive their income, they do not spend all, they do save some. And some of that savings of households is saved in the banks, and also they use some to buy stocks and bonds. So the banks, stock market, and bond market is collectively known as the financial system. And a viable financial system is needed in order to sustain increase in economic growth. In the financial system, governments borrow money, and firms also borrow money. Now, the rest of the world, how do they come into the picture? Now, households do buy goods and services produced by the rest of the world. This is what we call import. And the rest of the world also buys goods and services produced by domestic firms. This is what we call export. In a nutshell, all expenditures of households, government, firms, and the rest of the world is equal to total income received by households, which is wages, rent, interest, rent, and profit. And this is also a measure of GDP. GDP stands for gross domestic product. So there are 2 ways to measure GDP: through total expenditure of households, government, firms, and the rest of the world, or through total payments received or total income received by households, which is wages, interest, rent, and profit.